What's going on, guys? So you guys know I have the 2024 Road Glide CVO ST, a loaner from Harley Davidson, and right there is Blackjack, my 2024 Road Glide Standard, which has a Screamin' Eagle Stage 1 kit on it, full exhaust, Screamin' Eagle tuner with wedge high flow air intake. And what I told you guys, I want to find out how much power the Road Glide CVO ST puts down to the rear wheel. And I never dynoed this bike. So what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna be going over to Mike from Torque Custom Cycles. He has a Road Glide CVO with the VVT. So we're gonna actually be dynoing 3 different bikes, 3 different motors. I wanna see which one puts down the most horsepower and torque. I'm really curious because the regular CVO has the 121 VVT. This one has the non-VVT high output motor, 121, and my Road Glide Standard has the 117, but it's a Screamin' Eagle Stage 1. So I'm really curious to see as far as the horsepower and torque numbers go. And then after this video, we're hopefully gonna maybe get a run-in on some other bikes, but I wanna see which bike puts down the most power. I wanna see how much power and torque they put down. So I'm gonna take actually the CVO ST over to Mike first, and he'll run this on the dyno. And then when I come back to the garage, I'll take my Standard, we'll run that, and then we'll run Mike's CVO with the VVT. So stay tuned. It might be a little longer video, but I think it's going to be really interesting to see the power and torque numbers on all 3 bikes. We're here at Torque Custom Cycles. Just wanted to show you a pretty cool product Mike just showed me. So he's got these up for sale. These are saddlebag brackets that you actually mount on the wall in your garage. And as you guys can see, the saddlebag mounts nicely if you got to wash your bike or whatever, if you want to work on your bike. So this way the saddlebags don't have to lay on the ground. Pretty cool setup, no?
Yeah, so you just, saddlebags come right off. You use the bolts that come with, you know, that bolt to your bike.
Right.
And these are set up just
that's
like
beautiful.
the bike, screw them in.
It's a brilliant idea. If somebody wants them, where they have to reach out to you?
Yeah, reach out to me. I've got 2 sets in stock right now. And it takes, if I run out of those, it takes about 2 weeks to get
2 weeks, all right. So I'll leave you guys a link in the video description to Torque Custom Cycles and Mike's phone number, but definitely pretty cool. I may have to get a set of them to put in the garage because I usually just lay them, I usually lay the saddlebags on a carpet, and that's not good. That looks really cool. So we're gonna throw the ST on the dyno first. We're gonna throw the ST on the dyno first. This is what we're gonna do. You know what I want to do, Mike? I want to do 3 power runs on this. I want to do a rain mode, road mode, and then the track mode. So this way we have 3 runs: rain, road, and track. So this way we could compare the power levels.
So in my experience, and we've done, I've done this a little bit. The rain and the road is not going to be much different. It's only a throttle response difference.
Right.
The most you'll see is road and sport.
Right.
And then I'm curious to see what track. We've never done a track mode one.
Oh, okay. So yeah, if we could just do them.
I'll do them all.
Yeah, we do them all just so I want to know. I'm curious what they put out. And then what I'm going to do is, as I'm taking the ST back home to get my bike, Mike's going to go home and get his CVO with the 121 VVT. We're going to run that, and then we'll run my bike. We'll compare all the numbers when I get back to the office, and this way we'll know what each bike puts out. We're actually going to do 4 pulls. We're going to do a rain, road, sport, and a custom track. The custom track mode I set to the highest parameters possible. So we'll give you guys 4 pulls on the CVO ST. I want you guys to hear the exhaust as well because it sounds really good. exhaust, Screaming Eagle exhaust sounds really good. As soon as you get on it, it gets pretty loud. If you're just like idling, or not say idling, say you're at like 1500, 2000 cruising down a highway, it's quiet. But when you get on it and it starts getting up into that higher RPM band, it sounds really good. All right, so we're done with all 4 pulls. I'm gonna head out and go get my bike. We're gonna take it off. I'm gonna go get my bike, and then when I come back, we'll put Mike's CVO 121 with the VVT. I didn't know, but you have the Screaming Eagle Stage 1, right? Right.
I have a Chromeworks and a Screaming Eagle, a stock air cleaner that comes up.
Cool. That's gonna be cool to see. So we'll be right back. All right, guys. So I just dropping off the CVO ST, and I got Blackjack out. Oh my God, this bike. Let me tell you, this bike is looking so good. Let me know what you guys think. CVO ST or 24 Road Glide Standard with obviously some modifications and upgrades. But now we're going to be taking my 2024 Road Glide, and we're going to be putting that on the dyno last. But first, we're going to be putting on Mike's CVO with the 121 VVT. Let's see how much power they all put down. I got Blackjack here. That's a nice bike, Blackjack. But anyway, we got Mike's Road Glide CVO 2023 on the dyno, and now we're gonna do some pulls. He's also has the Screaming Eagle tuner, right? Screaming Eagle tuner.
Screaming Eagle tuner.
Chromeworks 2-into-2 exhaust, and that's it, right?
That's it.
All right, man. Let's do it.
Need some ears for.
Oh yeah, it's that loud, huh?
Well, yeah, it's louder than the first one.
Gotcha. All right, guys, CVO is coming down, Blackjack going up now.
Same thing.
Yeah, rain road sport and custom, custom, which I already have set.
All right, I know custom's not going to do much, but we'll do it anyway.
Yeah, let's just, yeah,
That's
so we
why
can see
I
it.
didn't run it with mine. I was like,
Yep.
So this one is going to call this one.
Man, these wheels are fire, bro.
Yeah, they are.
DNA specialty, look at that. Black and chrome, just oof. Can't go wrong with black and chrome. right, guys, we're gonna check out what we have. I'm gonna bring the bike back home. He's gonna print out the dyno sheets from me, and we're gonna talk about all the numbers. Heading home now, let's go over the numbers. If you guys need anything, service, stage 2, big bore kit, 131, 135, talk to Mike over here at Torque Custom Cycles. I'll leave you guys a phone number down below in the video description. All right, guys, so unbelievable results. I was actually shocked, like really shocked to see the results. So let me put up the dyno sheets. I'm gonna put them up on the screen now, and this way we could kind of go over them. The first one I'm gonna put on top, obviously, is mine, because it's obviously the smaller displacement motorcycle, 117. Then I'm going to put the CVO VVT up with the stage 1, and then I'm gonna put up the CVO ST, which is stock. Nothing was touched. So as you guys can see, let's go from the top. The standard Road Glide, I have a stage 1. So what it has is, it has the Bassani 2-in-1 exhaust, it has the Harley Davidson high flow wedge air cleaner, and it has a Screaming Eagle stage 1 tune. And what was really interesting, and I'm happy we did this, we actually did all different power runs in the different modes: rain, road, sport, and custom, which was on my bike. We did a rain, road, and sport on the CVO VVT, and we did a rain, road, sport, and track mode on the CVO ST. So if you guys take a look at the power difference. It's crazy, right? It's like on my bike, the sheet on the top, standard Road Glide stage 1, in rain mode, it had 63.2 horsepower and only 102 foot-pounds of torque. Road, 94.5, and torque 112. Sport mode, 98.4 horsepower, max torque 116, and then max power in the custom setting, I had it set to all the highest parameters. Max power had 100.2 horsepower and 116 foot-pounds of torque. So now let's go down to the CVO VVT. Stage 1, it had a full Chromeworks 2-in-2 exhaust. It had obviously the high flow air intake that comes stock on the CVO model, and it also had a Screaming Eagle stage 1. The rain mode on the CVO VVT had 76.0 horsepower, 102 torque. So if you take a look at the difference between that and my bike, it had about 13 more horsepower, but the torque was the same. So now in road mode, it had 103.9 horsepower and 120 foot-pounds of torque. And you can see the difference. I'm not gonna go and tell you guys the differences in every single mode and every single bike, but you guys could see the differences. There was, in road mode, there was literally around 9 horsepower difference on the CVO VVT, 9 horsepower more than my bike, and about 8 foot-pounds more. And then when we get to the CVO VVT on sport mode, which is basically their fastest mode, it does have a custom mode, but he didn't get into it, and I'll show you why, because it really honestly isn't that big of a difference, to tell you the truth. The max horsepower on the CVO VVT was 107 horsepower, 107.3. That was only 7 more horsepower than my standard Road Glide, which has the stage 1. That's not a big difference. And it had 123 foot-pounds of torque, whereas my bike had 116. So it only had 7 horsepower more and 7 foot-pounds of torque more. So this is where it gets interesting, guys. Now let's go down to the CVO ST. In rain mode, it had 72 horsepower, which was actually less than the CVO VVT. The CVO VVT in rain mode came in at 76 horsepower. The CVO ST came at 96 foot-pounds of torque, whereas the CVO VVT also had more torque in rain mode, coming in at 102. So then you could see also the road mode came in less than the CVO VVT. But then what's interesting, let's go to the max setting. The max setting on the CVO ST, which was a custom track mode, which I also put it in the highest parameters possible for performance, it came in at 107.5 horsepower. That's only 0.2 horsepower more than the CVO VVT, and only 7 more horsepower than my standard Road Glide. Mind you, yes, obviously the CVO VVT and my bike had a stage 1, but still, the CVO ST, it's a 121 high output motor. Believe it has a bigger cam, and it has some stage 1, obviously, components. So it is what it is. Numbers don't lie. And then look at the torque on the CVO ST. It comes in at 123.9, and the CVO VVT came in at 123.3, so only 0.6 foot-pounds of torque difference. If it's up to me, honestly, the CVO VVT stage 1 and stock from the showroom floor CVO ST, it is exactly the same. It's exactly the same. But what's really interesting, like I said, is the CVO ST only has 7 horsepower, 7.3 horsepower to be exact, more than my bike. So if you're asking me, okay, well, the stage 1 on my bike, the air cleaner is a couple $100, the Screaming Eagle tuner is a couple $100, and the exhaust is about, say, $1,200. So say for about $2,000, you're almost getting, I mean, not quite, but almost getting the same power and torque as a stock CVO ST. And then on the torque department, the CVO ST is coming in at 123.9, whereas my bike is coming in at 116.9. That's only 7 foot-pounds of torque difference. So it's 7 horsepower and 7 foot-pounds of torque more than my standard Road Glide with the stage 1. So that's pretty interesting. I honestly thought that the CVO ST was going to come in at, because I rode all 3 bikes. I was literally, I think, me and Rob from Be the Boss of Your Motorcycle, me and Rob were like the first ones to ride the CVO VVT. We were in the commercial when it came out last year. And to tell you the truth, obviously I thought it was fast, but then when we were also some of the first ones to ride the CVO ST, it definitely felt faster. So I'm thinking it's probably like a mapping thing, a throttle response thing, maybe the gearing, because I know they changed the gearing a little bit. But horsepower and torque, numbers don't lie. This is what it's at. So, you know, I don't want to make it all into this video, but probably the next video is like, you know, the main question. What do you do? Do you get a standard? And I'm not really talking, you know, we could talk about looks. Obviously, looks are subjective. But as far as power, I know for a fact, I talked to Mike also, but I know for a fact, because of prior experience, the 117, once they're ready to, say DynoJet is ready to tune them, if they have the tuning in place, and we put a cam in to the 117, my bike, it's gonna easily put out, I'm thinking, close to 130 horsepower. I would say that's definite. I would probably say, to be safe, probably about 100, anywhere between 125 to 128 horsepower on the dyno. Because I know in the past when we did 114s, stage 2s, all day they're getting anywhere from 118 to 123 horsepower on a dyno, depending on the camshaft and the exhaust application, whatever, because it varies. If you put a 2-into-2, if you put onto 2-into-1, depending what cam, torque cam, horsepower cam. But I've seen numbers on a 114 stage 2 vary anywhere from, like I said, 118 horsepower to about 123 horsepower, 124 horsepower. So a 117, it's going to be pushing close to that number, around, I'm going to say 128, 130 horsepower on the dyno. So when they could, you know, when the tuning is in place, you know, maybe we'll do that. Hopefully we'll be one of the first ones to do that. But there you go, guys. These are the numbers on the standard Road Glide 24 with a stage 1, CVO VVT with a stage 1, and CVO ST stock, bone stock, and obviously I mean bone stock, I mean straight from the showroom floor. The CVO ST does have, like I said, upgraded cam, I believe, you know, high flow air intake, you know, the exhaust and a whole bunch of things, but numbers don't lie, you know. And I understand again that obviously my bike and the CVO VVT have stage 1 on them, but it's a really interesting comparison to maybe let you guys figure out what you guys want to do. But like I said, I think I want to make a separate video about it to kind of go over how much kind of I put into my bike, or how much it would be if you wanted to kind of do a similar build, similar simple build like that's on my bike, compare it to a CVO. What do you guys want to do? We could compare the looks, and I understand they're subjective, but and also we'll go over like the braking and the suspension, which one I feel is better, all on the next video. But I wanted to bring this video to you guys because I was curious too, because I didn't even put my standard Road Glide on the dyno yet. And just so you guys know, the CVO ST puts out 107 horsepower and 123 foot-pounds of torque. That is pretty much equivalent to a 107 stage 2. On my bike previously, Mad Max, when I first had it, it was a 107, and I actually did the stage 2 on it with the 475 cam. It actually came out to 108 horsepower and about 118 foot-pounds of torque. So 107 stage 2, pretty much equivalent with a CVO ST 121 stock. So hopefully you guys like this video. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I think it's really interesting, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.